Nicole Painter, and today we are in the kitchen. You asked for it, I'm delivering. This is my famous taco soup, and when you see how easy this is, essentially if you can brown hamburger meat and dump stuff in a pot, you've got a great meal that will feed a crowd. This makes a whole lot of soup, and the best part about this soup is the longer it sits, the better it gets. So this is also a very economical meal. Remember, I talked about possibly doing, Frugal Friday. Well, my video didn't happen last night, so this is Save Your Money Saturday. So all of the things I'm going to be showing today will help you save money, but I wanted to first start out with my taco soup. Essentially, if you can ground hamburger meat, and again, dump stuff in a pot, you got a great meal. Okay, so to save time, I've already browned my hamburger meat. Now, this has a lot of grease in it, and you don't want grease going in your soup. So here is a trick so that you do not have to dump the meat in a colander and dirty something else. I learned this little trick from watching some YouTubers that cook. So what you're gonna wanna do is, see how I've pushed all my hamburger meat up to the top? I'm just gonna set a paper towel in there, zhuzh it around so it picks up a lot of that excess grease. And I'm gonna keep doing that until I'm satisfied that I've gotten all the grease. If you need another paper towel, have one handy. And essentially it picks up all the grease and you don't have to change pans or pots, which again is a time saver and a dish saver. I don't like doing dishes. Anyway, so then I'm simply going to take my greased up paper towel, have another paper towel down, and I will get rid of that. All right, so now that the ground beef is, again, it's browned, and you put in, with the ground beef, while you're browning it, this is 1.5 pounds of ground beef. When you're browning your beef, you want to put 1 packet of taco seasoning in with it, so it flavors it a taco flavor, so you essentially have taco meat. Now, so what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna take this pan and I'm just gonna dump it in my big soup pot. And I'm gonna turn off my burner too. That would be nice if the burner was off so I don't burn myself. Okay, so now all of that ground beef goes into the pan. Now, this is where you're gonna go, Kira, seriously, it's that easy? Yep, it's that easy. Turn off my stove. Okay, so to that, and the trick to this is you don't want to drain any of these cans. Don't drain them, just open them up. That's all you have to do, because the juices that come along with the beans and the corn and everything, that's gonna flavor your soup and make it great. So to this, I'm going to add either 2 smaller cans of pinto beans. This is a large can, so I'm just dumping in 1. So just dump it in with your beef. So in goes that can. Careful you don't cut yourself on these edges. 2 cans of whole kernel corn. Again, juice, water, and all. Just goes the other can. Again, this is so easy and it's so good. Marlon can attest to that. He's had my taco soup before. My kids love it. Everyone that's had it loves it. Okay. Again, sorry, I'm not explaining myself really well. To your pinto beans and your corn, you're gonna add 2 cans of ranch style beans, just regular ranch style beans. So in goes my 2nd can. And I've got a big soup pot because, again, it makes a lot, so that's good. All right, and then 2 cans of, I have an original and I have a mild, because we like a little kick to stuff. We don't like too much of a kick. All right, now, yes, one of Marlon's beers got sacrificed for this soup. You add to that if you want to. Now, the alcohol cooks out of the beer. You're going to add 1 bottle or can of beer. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You can add in about the same amount. How many ounces are in this? 12 ounces. You could add chicken stock or beef stock instead of this if you don't want to, but the beer does give it a really good flavor. All right. And guys, that's it. That is it. So you're gonna take your spoon that you ground your beef with, mix everything all together. Marlon, can you bring them over so they can see it? You're gonna mix everything all together in the soup pot. And there you go. And again, if you need to make more for a crowd, you can add more of your vegetables. You can add more chicken stock or beef stock if you are feeding a large crowd. But this will feed my family for a few days anyway. All right, so then what you're gonna do, you're going to turn on your burner light it up. And medium low heat. Cover your pot and let it simmer. And you can walk away and you will have a delicious soup when you are finished with this. I let mine cook about an hour. Again, the longer it sits together, the better it gets. I serve it topped with a dollop of sour cream and some shredded cheese, and it's so, so good. Now, to go along with this, I couldn't find my tortillas. I'm sorry. So your round flour tortillas, I guess you could use corn. I'm just not a big corn tortilla lover. I take flour tortillas. I take a pizza cutter. You can take a knife, doesn't matter. And you cut them into thin strips, put them on a cookie sheet, spray it with nonstick cooking spray, and add some salt over the top. Put it in a 350-degree oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. You're gonna have to watch these because you want them to be crispy. So they're gonna crisp up, and then you can serve those with your soup. So it's delicious, and that's taco soup. That's all there is to it. If you can open cans and ground beef, you got it made, and it is delicious. So I can't wait to try this. So I'm gonna let this simmer, and we're gonna turn you off for just a second, and I will see you in my craft room. Bye. Hi everybody, I'm back. Welcome to the craft room. This DIYing stuff, based on my last disastrous video when I was trying to show you how to make that garland, I decided I was going to take some simple things that I have made, explain how I made them, and then we can be done with this and we don't have to start and stop the camera and yada, yada, yada. I have learned a lot in this journey as a beginning DIYer. You are going to mess up, and you're going to mess up a lot, and you're going to have to redo things, and things take a whole lot longer than they look on the DIY channels on YouTube. I'll show you my first DIY and how I did it. This was a comedy. I had more paint on me than on the plate. However, anyway, we'll get into that. And oh, and I've also got this little plastic tool. You can also use a plastic knife when you're hot gluing so you don't burn the crud out of your fingers like I did in the last video. So you can just use this to press your items down that you're hot gluing. Good little tool. I will always have this by my side so I don't burn myself anymore. Okay, so this plate is a plastic plate. It was originally, as you can see from the weathering that I've done to it, it was a silver plastic plate from Dollar Tree. So the plate was $1. What I did first was I took Waverly chalk paint in crimson. Crimson is a great Christmas color. You can see it's a beautiful red, but it's not too bright, bright, bright. When you are getting, and I like the Waverly chalk paint because it covers so well. I did one coat on this and it covered it completely. Of course, I came back and zhuzhed it up to make it look a little bit more farmhouse. Now, when you are shopping for Waverly chalk paint, you can find this at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, you name it, you can find it. Be sure that you look at the top and read. I have a tendency to not read, so I mess myself up sometimes. So this is the chalk paint, and you can look at the top and it says matte chalk. You want matte paint. You don't want shiny, all that. So this is the matte chalk paint. Now, what I thought I was buying that was chalk paint, but it wasn't, is, and I can still use this. This you can use for distressing, but this is the wax. So it says white wax on the top. And if Kara had read, she would realize that this wasn't paint, that this was wax. And you use the wax. If I wanted to come in here and just dry brush, and my next DIY video, I will show you the technique of dry brushing. It's just where you can still see the red through it, and it's just very light brush strokes. And as the technique name states, you use a dry, like chippy brush. I'll show you in the next one. But anyway, this is wax, and that's what you would use if you were going to do that. But make sure you're getting the chalk paint because it says chalk. And again, anyhow, again, I'm new to all this, so I've messed it up. So I did one coat of the Waverly Crimson matte chalk paint on this, let it dry. I let it dry overnight. And then what I did was I went in with, you can use an emery board, you can use sandpaper. I have a little finger sander, and I went around and I just distressed this a little bit so it looks like kind of a country farmhouse plate that's, you know, had a little bit of wear and tear on it. So that's all I did, just distressed it. Then what I did was I took Mod Podge, not spray Mod Podge, and it's matte. Again, you want everything matte. You don't want to make anything shiny. And you just take either a paintbrush or a sponge. You can get the sponge brushes and actually the paint brushes at Dollar Tree. You take some of this, and I did 2 pretty good coats of it on here just to seal my paint up so nothing else chips off that I didn't want to chip off. Then what I did was I got these stickers off of Etsy, and I will put the link in the description below where I got these stickers, and I stuck them down, and then I did another coat of Mod Podge over the top of them just to seal them up so they don't start peeling up, over time. After I placed my stickers and Mod Podged one more time and let it dry really well, these are picks from the Dollar Tree. All of this, the ribbon, the pine cone, and the picks. And what you want to do when you're picking out picks, if you're going to do embellishments like this, is you're going to want to cut your picks apart. They go a lot longer. You don't want to put the whole pick on your piece. You get more bang for your buck if you just cut them apart. So I saw these at Dollar Tree, and I really like them because they've got the little icicle looking things on there. It looks like snow. I thought it was really pretty. I put those down first, hot glued, cut. Again, this is off of the same pick, and I have more on that pick to do with another project if I want to. So again, it makes it go a lot longer. So I cut 2 of these pieces off, hot glued them down. Then I found this pick with the real pretty white flowers, and I thought that looked great, kind of wintry. So I took 2 of the sprigs off of a pick. I still have a lot more on the same pick, and I hot glued those down. And again, waiting for hot glue to dry, you have to make sure it's dry and everything is stable, okay? Then this is called a messy bow. Ignore the pine cone for a minute, look at the ribbon. What I did was I picked out 2 different types of ribbon that I liked and that I thought would look pretty rustic on here. I cut them into strips, 5 or 6 inch strips. And all I did, guys, was I dovetailed the plaid ribbon. I did not dovetail the burlap looking ribbon. I didn't want it to fray too much. So, and I thought it was a nice contrast as well. And when you dovetail, all you do is fold your ribbon in half and cut it at a diagonal, and you open it up and you've got dovetails. Just make sure you're cutting the right way. I've cut the wrong way. It doesn't work. Then what I did was I laid these strips just crisscross on top of each other. No rhyme or reason. There's no science to it. And I took a piece of jute twine, wrapped it around, scrunched it in the middle, and you have a messy bow. It's so easy. And then you just tie it off, and I hot glued that down. And then to hide the twine or the jute twine, I took a pine cone, and you can get these pine cones at Dollar Tree as well in a pack of like 8 or 10, again, for $1. So for a project like this, let's see. Maybe about $4, all said and done. The stickers were like $2, but I still have even more of these stickers that I can use on another project. So that was way less than $1. Anyhow, so yeah, that is a very economical piece. I have it sitting, if you watched the taco soup recipe and noticed it, I have it sitting in an easel in my kitchen, and I just love it. Again, I'm a beginner. It's not perfect, but nothing has to be perfect. Another thing that I'm working on, this is all Dollar Tree stuff. So I found these snowflakes, and they come like this. They're at the Dollar Tree. There's 4 of them on a little garland. Okay, get untangled here. There we go. So there's 4 of them. And as you can see, you're going to have to punch some of these pieces out. They pop right out. It's super easy. So make sure all of these pieces are punched out. I took them outside and I spray painted them white. And at this point, I have no idea why I spray painted them white. Because you can't see the white anyway, or maybe you can a little bit, but it wouldn't have made any difference if I just would have painted these plain. So spray painted them white and let them dry. And I spray painted them white on both sides. So you can see, I'll get to the tags in a minute. So you can see here is the white side, and here's what I did. So I came in and I mixed a few drops of this Apple Barrel. This is acrylic paint, and this is brown oxide. That's what I used. I dropped a few drops of that in with a little bit of water, and I went over this like to stain it or distress it. I got a chemistry lesson. that apple barrel paint, the acrylic paint, really didn't like the spray paint, and it took forever and a day to dry. Also, I started noticing it was drying, it weird spots, but that is okay because this is supposed to be rustic. So I think it added character. All of the snowflakes are going to look different. I'm going to take, you see they've got these holes in them now. Now, speaking of the holes, so if you find a garland like this at Dollar Tree, they're held together by these janky little white fasteners that I didn't like, and there's 2 of them in each. So there is an open, wider side and a skinnier side. You're gonna have to do these one at a time, and you're gonna push the skinnier side through and be very careful because this is very thin wood. And then you take the other one and push the skinny side in to get them out easily. And there you go, okay? So again, be very careful with these because as you can see, they're super thin and you can break them easily. Okay, so after I distressed somewhat my snowflakes, I came across these, and there's 20 of these in a pack. So what I am planning on doing is taking jute twine, and I'll show you the finished project next week, but I'm planning on taking jute twine and stringing it through the snowflakes, and then these are gift tags, but they have a little hole in them that you can punch out. Hello, punch out, there we go. And you can string these also on your garland. Now, what I think I'm gonna do, because if I string them on my garland, they're going to be sideways and you're not gonna be able to see the front. So what I'm going to do is the tags also come with these tag hangers. So what I'm planning on doing is putting the tag hanger through these and tying it to the jute twine, and it'll give a little bit of a little pop of red, and it will help your gift tags to stay flat and straight like you need them. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So that's what I'm planning on doing, finishing this up. This took like 3 days because I didn't have a whole lot of room on my crafting table, and I'd paint some, let them dry overnight, paint more, let them dry overnight. I mean, again, it's a process, and some of these projects take more time than you realize. So anyhow, that is what I'm planning on doing. And again, all in, you know, I don't know, $3 or $4, and you've got a nice garland to put on your tree or in an entryway or hang wherever you want to. Put it on a bookshelf, what have you. So that is what I've got today for you for these DIYs. Now, initially, Waverly chalk paint. It's not cheap, but you can get so much bang for your buck with one of these. This is an 8-ounce container of the wax and the paint, but you know, I mean, they're still full, and I did 2 coats on this plate, and you've still almost got a full thing of this paint. So it is initially a little bit of an investment. However, it'll last you for lots and lots of projects. Mod Podge is fairly cheap. So that's what I've got for you today on the DIYs, but I did want to end this video on a fun note. My friend Naomi the Crafty Savage, she had made an Instagram post that she was making gnomes. Well, I've gotten on a gnome kick. I just love them. I think they're the coolest things ever. And she messaged me for my address because she wanted to send me one. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. So she has this little card. It says, Kara. Thank you so much, Naomi. Go check out Naomi the Crafty Savage. Check out her channel. She is hysterical. Kara, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope this gnome brings a smile to your face and warms your heart. Enjoy. Love, Naomi. Thank you so much. Look at him. Look at him. She even knew the leopard print. You know, I like to be a little bit sassy and do my leopard print. Oh, he is so cute. He's got a little weighted bottom so you can set him out, and I will be setting him out for Christmas. Is he not the cutest? Oh, I just love his little pom-pom hat, and oh, I just absolutely, Naomi, thank you so much. This is adorable. I love it. All right, that's what I've got, guys, for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's a little bit different, but again, I'm into saving money, and I want to, you know, save everybody money too. And based on your comments on my last disaster of a DIY video, you stated that you would like to see more ideas like this. So that's what I did for you today. I will be back tomorrow with an unboxing. And again, my videos for DIY will go up either on Friday or Saturday each week. Hopefully I can do Frugal Friday. That's what my intention is to be, but it'll either be Frugal Friday or Save Your Money Saturday. So stay tuned for that. All right. I will bid you farewell. I am off to a birthday party for a sweet, sweet little girl. And I will see you tomorrow. And I'm going to remind you of this. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. This is the Principal Painter, and I am signing off.